You know, there's something incredibly frustrating about waking up in the middle of the night because your leg suddenly locks up. Your calf tightens like a fist. Your toes curl, and a sharp pain shoots up your leg. So strong, it takes your breath away. You try to breathe through it. You try to stretch. But by the time it fades, you're wide awake. And even when the pain is gone, your leg still feels sore and heavy by morning. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. In fact, studies show that over 60% of adults over 60 experience nighttime leg cramps at least once a week. And for many, it's not just the pain, it's the fear that it'll come back. Tonight, tomorrow, again and again. But what causes it? Well, a cramp is your body's way of saying, something's off. First, it could be electrolyte imbalance. As we age, our levels of potassium, magnesium, calcium, and sodium can drop, especially if we don't eat well or take certain medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills. And when those minerals are low, your muscles can't relax properly. They cramp. Second, it could be dehydration. Most older adults simply don't drink enough water. Without proper hydration, your muscles lose their flexibility, and they seize up. Third, it could be poor circulation. Blood flow to the legs decreases with age, especially at night when you're lying still for hours. Your muscles don't get the oxygen they need, and they let you know. Now maybe you've tried the common solutions. Bananas, sweet potatoes, Greek yogurt. They're helpful, no doubt. But today, I want to share with you 8 foods that most people don't know about, yet they can be incredibly effective at reducing nighttime cramps, soothing tired muscles, and helping your legs feel lighter, stronger, and more at peace. And we'll start with one that might surprise you. So let's start with something simple, something refreshing, something most people only think of as dessert. But for your tired, cramping legs, it could be quiet medicine. Cantaloupe. Now don't be fooled by its soft sweetness. This fruit is far more than a summertime snack. It's one of the best natural sources of potassium, an essential mineral your muscles need to function properly. Let's talk science for a moment. According to the USDA, 1 cup of cantaloupe provides around 430 milligrams of potassium. That's roughly 12% of the daily recommended intake for older adults, and nearly as much as a medium banana. But here's the part most people don't realize. As we age, our potassium levels naturally decline. Not just because we eat less of it, but because kidney function slows down, and medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills can cause us to lose potassium through urine. And when potassium drops, your muscles can't communicate properly with your nerves. That's when you get a sudden, involuntary contraction, a cramp. Cantaloupe helps fill that gap. But it doesn't stop there. This fruit is also over 90% water, which makes it a powerful tool against mild dehydration, a sneaky but common cause of leg cramps at night. In fact, the Journal of the American Geriatric Society reports that up to 40% of older adults may live in a state of chronic low-level dehydration, especially those who don't feel thirst as strongly anymore. Cantaloupe hydrates and replenishes, all while being easy to digest and low in sugar. With a glycemic index of just 65 and only about 8 grams of sugar per cup, it's a fruit that's generally safe even for those managing blood sugar levels. Just pair it with a bit of protein if you're diabetic, like a small handful of nuts. And let's not forget, it's soft, juicy, and gentle on the stomach. Perfect for older adults with sensitive digestion or dental concerns. How to use it. Keep fresh cantaloupe cubes in the fridge, ready to go. Have a small bowl in the mid-morning or after light exercise. If you prefer it blended, you can make a light melon smoothie with a splash of coconut water for extra electrolytes. A few precautions. If you have advanced kidney disease, Check with your doctor before increasing potassium-rich foods, as potassium buildup can be dangerous in later-stage renal conditions. Also, eat cantaloupe fresh. Avoid pre-cut fruit that's been sitting too long in the fridge, as melons can carry bacteria if not stored properly. But for most older adults, a cup of cantaloupe a day is a safe, hydrating, and delicious way to support your legs, calm your muscles, and gently push those nighttime cramps out of your life. Sometimes healing doesn't come in the form of a pill. It comes in the quiet sweetness of a melon, waiting in your fridge, ready to help you sleep just a little better tonight. Sometimes, the reason your legs cramp isn't just about minerals. It's about circulation. You see, your muscles don't just need potassium or magnesium. They need oxygen. Fresh, steady oxygen delivered through the blood. But if blood flow to your legs slows down, which naturally happens as we age, your muscles become tense, undernourished, and more prone to cramping. That's where watermelon juice comes in. Yes, watermelon. Not just a refreshing fruit on a hot day, but a quiet ally for better blood flow and calmer muscles. Here's how it works. Watermelon is rich in an amino acid called L-citrulline. Once inside your body, citrulline gets converted into L-arginine, which then increases nitric oxide, a natural compound that relaxes and widens blood vessels. The result? Improved circulation, especially to the legs, allowing more oxygen and nutrients to reach your muscle cells, so they stay relaxed even while you sleep. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that citrulline supplementation can improve muscle oxygenation and reduce muscle soreness after physical activity. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need a supplement. Just one 8-ounce glass of fresh watermelon juice can deliver up to 250 milligrams of citrulline, along with hydration, natural sugars, and a bit of potassium too. Let's not forget, watermelon is made of 92% water. So in one drink, you're getting hydration, electrolytes, natural compounds to enhance circulation. It's a triple benefit for your legs. How to enjoy it? Blend a few chilled slices of seedless watermelon, no sugar, no additives. Drink it in the morning, or before bed if you often wake up with cramps. You can even add a pinch of sea salt to boost sodium for electrolyte balance. A few tips to keep in mind. Choose fresh, ripe watermelon, not bottled or pasteurized juice, which often lacks citrulline and adds unnecessary sugars. And if you're diabetic, limit to half a glass and pair it with a protein-rich snack like Greek yogurt or almonds to stabilize blood sugar. Unless you have a rare condition like hyperkalemia or a restricted fluid intake from kidney issues, watermelon juice is generally very safe. For many older adults, this simple red fruit can be more than refreshing. It can restore the flow your muscles have been begging for. Because sometimes, what your legs really need is not just relief, but a reason to breathe again. Sometimes, what your muscles need most isn't just one mineral, it's balance. Because the truth is, your legs don't cramp just because of low potassium, but because your body is missing the right combination of key nutrients, working together like gears in a well-oiled machine. That's where a humble green snack makes a powerful difference. Boiled edamame. You may have seen these small green pods served in Japanese restaurants. But edamame, young soybeans, are one of the most nutrient-dense foods for reducing muscle cramps, especially in seniors. Let's break it down. Just 1 cup of boiled edamame provides 99 milligrams of magnesium, 676 milligrams of potassium, 97 milligrams of calcium, and a generous 18 grams of protein. That's a powerful combination. Why does it matter? Let's start with magnesium. Magnesium plays a central role in neuromuscular transmission. It helps your muscles receive the right signals from your nerves. When you're low on magnesium, your muscles become overly excitable. And that's when the twitching, spasms, or cramps begin. According to research published in the journal Nutrients, Magnesium deficiency is linked to increased risk of nighttime leg cramps, especially in older adults and postmenopausal women. Now combine that with potassium and calcium, both essential for smooth muscle contractions, and you've got a food that addresses cramps from 3 different angles. And let's not overlook the protein. Muscle cramps are often made worse by age-related muscle loss. The protein in edamame provides the building blocks, amino acids, your body needs to rebuild and repair tired muscle fibers. And the best part, edamame is plant-based, low in calories, cholesterol-free, and packed with isoflavones, plant compounds that support joint and heart health too. How to enjoy it? Buy frozen shelled or unshelled edamame from your local grocery store. Boil them in water for 3 to 5 minutes, sprinkle with a pinch of sea salt, and enjoy as a snack in the afternoon or evening. You can also toss them into a salad, add to soups, or blend into a light hummus-style dip. A few notes for safety. If you have a soy allergy or thyroid condition like hypothyroidism, check with your doctor before eating soy-based foods regularly. And always choose non-GMO, organic edamame if available, to reduce exposure to pesticides. But for most seniors, boiled edamame offers a simple, satisfying, and science-backed way to relax tight muscles, rebuild strength, and feel a little more in control of your legs again. Because sometimes, real healing comes not from a bottle, but from a bowl of warm green pods and a quiet moment of care. Now let's talk about something that surprises most people. It's not sweet, it's not creamy, and honestly, it's not something most older adults think to eat. Seaweed. That's right, those thin green sheets you see wrapped around sushi rolls or floating in a warm bowl of miso soup could be a secret weapon in the fight against nighttime leg cramps. Here's why. Rong bien lamo trong nong ngon tun hien, gyo maji na trong the gyoy tush vot. Depending on the variety, just 2 tablespoons of dried seaweed can contain up to 15 to 20% of your daily magnesium needs. As we've already talked about, magnesium is a muscle relaxer. It plays a critical role in helping your muscles receive signals from your nerves and respond calmly. Without enough magnesium, your muscles stay tense, and even small nerve signals can trigger painful spasms. But magnesium isn't the only reason seaweed helps. It also contains a rare and often overlooked mineral, iodine. Why does iodine matter? Because it supports your thyroid, the small gland that regulates energy, muscle metabolism, and nerve function. When your thyroid is underactive, a condition called hypothyroidism, which becomes more common after age 60, your muscle tone weakens, blood flow slows, and cramps become more frequent, especially in the legs and feet. Seaweed naturally restores what many older bodies are missing: magnesium to calm the muscles, iodine to support thyroid and nerve balance, and a spectrum of trace minerals like calcium, iron, and potassium. And unlike supplements, seaweed delivers these nutrients in their natural, easy-to-absorb form. How to use it? Start small. Sprinkle crushed dried seaweed over a bowl of brown rice or vegetables. Add a strip of kombu or wakame to soups or stews. Or enjoy a warm bowl of miso soup with seaweed in the evening. It's not only calming for your digestion, but soothing for your nerves and muscles too. A few precautions. Seaweed is naturally salty, so if you have high blood pressure or are on a sodium-restricted diet, choose low-sodium varieties and use small portions. Also, too much iodine over time can stress the thyroid, so it's best to enjoy seaweed in moderation, just a few times a week, not every day. But for most older adults, adding a bit of seaweed to the diet can be a gentle, nourishing way to support both the muscles and the systems behind them. Because when it comes to cramps, it's not always about the muscle itself. Sometimes it's about what's happening beneath the surface. Sometimes the pain in your legs isn't just about what you're missing, but about what's not moving. Blood. You see, your muscles rely on a steady flow of oxygen-rich blood to stay nourished, relaxed, and ready. But if circulation to your lower body is slow, which often happens with age, your legs start to feel heavy, tight, and more prone to cramping. That's where beetroot juice becomes so powerful. Beets are one of nature's richest sources of dietary nitrates. When you drink beetroot juice, your body converts these nitrates into nitric oxide, a natural molecule that widens blood vessels, improves circulation, and enhances the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. In fact, a study published in the journal Circulation Research found that older adults who consume beet juice daily experienced improved blood flow to the legs, better exercise tolerance, and even reduced muscle fatigue and cramping. Just half a cup of fresh beetroot juice can begin increasing nitric oxide levels in as little as 90 minutes. But there's more. Beets are also a good source of potassium, about 305 milligrams per cup, and folate, a B vitamin that supports nerve health. Together, these nutrients work to calm overactive muscles, oxygenate tired tissue, and give your legs a quiet signal. You're safe. You can relax now. How to use it. Start with a small serving. About 4 ounces, half a cup, of fresh beet juice taken in the late afternoon or about 2 hours before bedtime. You can juice raw beets at home or buy cold-pressed, unsweetened beet juice from a health store. If the flavor is too earthy, mix it with a bit of apple or carrot juice for a smoother taste. Important notes. Beet juice can temporarily turn urine or stool pink or red. This is harmless. If you have kidney stones or are prone to oxalate buildup, talk to your doctor before consuming beets regularly. Avoid high-sugar beet juices or those mixed with added fruit syrups. But for most seniors, a small glass of beet juice a few times a week can quietly rebuild what age and poor circulation may have taken away. Because sometimes, the difference between waking up in pain and waking up at peace is simply how well your blood flows when the world is quiet and your body is still. Some remedies don't come in a glass. They come in a handful. When it comes to preventing nighttime leg cramps, we often think of fruits, juices, or supplements. But sometimes, the most powerful solution is something you can hold in the palm of your hand, like unsalted sunflower seeds. These tiny seeds may not look like much, but inside, they're packed with nutrients that help muscles relax, repair themselves overnight, and resist the sudden spasms that wake you from sleep. Let's start with magnesium. Just 1/4 cup of unsalted sunflower seeds contains around 100 milligrams of magnesium. That's nearly 25% of the daily recommended intake for older adults. Magnesium is the body's natural muscle relaxant. It works by blocking calcium from flooding your muscle cells, which helps prevent the kind of overcontraction that causes cramps. But sunflower seeds offer something else, too: vitamin E. Often overlooked, vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that supports blood vessel flexibility and nerve function. Healthy nerves are essential for sending the right signals to your muscles, especially during sleep, when your body is still, but your nervous system is working to repair and recalibrate. In fact, a study published in Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with low vitamin E levels had higher rates of muscle weakness, poor circulation, and even nocturnal cramps. Sunflower seeds also contain small amounts of potassium, selenium, and B vitamins, all of which contribute to proper electrolyte balance and neuromuscular health. And here's the best part. They're incredibly easy to add to your routine. How to use them. Enjoy a small handful of raw, unsalted sunflower seeds as a light evening snack. Sprinkle them over a bowl of Greek yogurt or oatmeal. Mix them into a bedtime smoothie with kefir and berries for added recovery support. What to avoid. Stay away from heavily salted or roasted sunflower seeds, which can raise blood pressure and irritate the stomach. Also, be mindful of portion sizes. They're nutrient-dense, but high in calories, so 1 to 2 tablespoons per serving is ideal for most seniors. For those with nut allergies, sunflower seeds are a safe, plant-based alternative that still delivers a powerful nutritional punch. Because while cramps can feel violent and sudden, the best solutions are often quiet, gentle, and consistent, like a small handful of seeds, doing their work while you sleep. For many older adults, the cramps don't start when they move. They start when they're lying still. In the quiet of the night, the muscles tighten, seize up, and interrupt the rest your body so desperately needs. And while nutrients like magnesium and potassium are essential, how your body absorbs them matters just as much as how much you consume. That's where kefir comes in. Kefir is a fermented milk drink, thicker than regular milk, tangier than yogurt, and loaded with billions of beneficial probiotics that do more than just support digestion. Let's break it down. Just 1 cup of plain kefir provides 300 to 350 milligrams of calcium, about 30% of daily needs, 30 to 40 milligrams of magnesium, a small amount of potassium, and over 12 grams of high-quality protein. Now, calcium and magnesium work together like a team. Calcium activates muscle contractions, while magnesium calms them down. When either one is imbalanced, your muscles can become too tense, leading to nighttime cramps. But here's the key. If your digestive system isn't absorbing those minerals properly, they don't get to your muscles. Kefir helps solve that problem. The probiotics in kefir improve the health of your gut lining, increase mineral absorption, and even help reduce inflammation in your nerves and soft tissues. According to a study in the Journal of Dairy Science, probiotics like those found in kefir can improve magnesium and calcium bioavailability, especially in older adults whose digestive efficiency tends to decline. In addition, kefir provides casein protein, a slow-digesting form of protein that works overnight to repair and rebuild muscle fibers. That makes it an ideal evening drink, nourishing your body while you sleep. How to use it. Drink 1/2 to 1 cup of plain, unsweetened kefir about 1 hour before bedtime. Add a pinch of cinnamon for taste and extra anti-inflammatory benefit. For added support, blend with frozen berries and a spoonful of ground flaxseed. What to watch for. Choose plain kefir with no added sugar. If you're lactose intolerant, try lactose-free or coconut-based kefir. Many people find kefir easier to digest than milk or yogurt. Start slow. The probiotics are powerful, and a small serving is enough. Unless you have a specific dairy allergy, kefir is a safe, soothing, and deeply nourishing drink that works quietly in the background, helping your muscles relax, your minerals absorb, and your body rest the way it was meant to. Because sometimes, the best remedy for pain isn't something loud or fast. It's something that settles in gently and stays with you through the night. Sometimes, the answer to your pain comes in the most unexpected form. Not a pill, not a drink, but a small, chewy fruit, wrinkled on the outside, yet full of strength on the inside. Dried figs. They've been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine for digestion, energy, and healing. But what most people don't know is that dried figs are one of nature's most complete mineral sources, especially when it comes to supporting tired, cramping muscles. Let's look at the numbers. Just 3 dried figs provide 162 milligrams of potassium, 50 milligrams of calcium, 15 to 20 milligrams of magnesium, plus small amounts of iron and phosphorus. That might not sound like much at first glance, but the real power lies in their balance. Potassium keeps your muscles calm and responsive. Calcium supports proper nerve signaling and contraction. Magnesium helps the muscles let go when it's time to relax. Together, these minerals form a triad that your body uses to regulate muscle tone, prevent spasms, and restore balance at night. And here's where figs shine even brighter. They're low on the glycemic index, meaning they don't spike your blood sugar the way other dried fruits like raisins or dates might. That makes them safe for most people with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes when eaten in moderation. But there's something else, too. Figs are naturally rich in soluble fiber, which slows digestion, supports gut health, and can even help improve mineral absorption from other foods eaten alongside them. They're gentle, soothing, and surprisingly satisfying, especially when your body is craving something sweet before bed. How to use them. Soak 2 to 3 dried figs in warm water for 15 to 30 minutes before eating. This softens them and enhances digestion. Enjoy them as a small evening snack, ideally 1 to 2 hours before bed. You can also chop them and add to kefir, oatmeal, or a small warm grain bowl. What to watch for. Choose unsulfured, organic dried figs when possible. These are free from preservatives and added sugars. Figs are high in natural sugar, so limit to no more than 3 small pieces per serving. If you have chronic kidney disease or have been advised to limit potassium, consult your doctor before adding figs regularly. But for most older adults, a couple of soaked figs in the evening can be a gentle, mineral-rich ritual, one that calms the legs, nourishes the nerves, and whispers to your muscles, "You can rest now." Because sometimes healing doesn't shout. It's quiet, sweet, and wrapped in the gift of a fruit that's been waiting patiently to help. Now that we've talked about the foods that help, it's just as important to know which ones might be hurting you. Because sometimes, no matter how many good things you add in, you still wake up with cramps. And the reason might be hidden in your dinner plate. Here are 5 common foods that older adults should avoid or limit if they struggle with leg cramps, especially at night. 1. Processed meats, like bacon, ham, sausages. These meats are often loaded with sodium and preservatives like nitrates, which can lead to fluid imbalance and increased blood pressure. High sodium pulls water out of your muscles, leaving them dehydrated and more prone to spasms. If you enjoy meat, go for low-sodium, minimally processed options, and drink extra water if you've had a salty meal. 2. Caffeinated beverages, especially in the afternoon or evening. Caffeine is a natural diuretic, meaning it makes you urinate more often. And that leads to the loss of electrolytes like potassium and magnesium. If you drink too much coffee, tea, or soda late in the day, you might go to bed slightly dehydrated, setting the stage for cramps by 2 or 3 a.m. Try switching to herbal teas after lunch or limit coffee to just your morning cup. 3. Sugary snacks and sodas. High-sugar foods like candy, pastries, or soda can cause blood sugar spikes, followed by sudden drops. These fluctuations mess with your nerve signaling and make muscles more reactive and unstable. Plus, sugar creates inflammation in your tissues, which can increase soreness and delay muscle recovery. If you crave something sweet, go for natural options like soaked figs or a banana with nut butter. 4. Alcohol. Even 1 glass of wine or a cocktail can cause dehydration and magnesium loss, especially in older adults with slower liver function. Alcohol also interferes with REM sleep, the deep stage of sleep when your body repairs muscle tissue. Without that recovery, muscles become tight and irritable. If you enjoy the occasional drink, make sure to follow it with a full glass of water and avoid drinking within 2 hours of bedtime. 5. Refined carbohydrates, like white bread, pasta, pastries. These foods are stripped of minerals like magnesium and potassium and often spike blood sugar without offering any real nourishment. Eating too many refined carbs pushes out healthier options and can leave your body undernourished, even if you feel full. Try replacing them with whole grains like oats, quinoa, or brown rice, which help stabilize blood sugar and provide trace minerals for muscle health. Because what you remove from your plate can be just as important as what you put on it. If you've been doing everything right and still waking up with leg pain, take a look at these 5 hidden culprits and give your body the chance to heal without interference. So if you've been waking up in the middle of the night, clutching your calf, rubbing your foot, or just lying there in pain, wondering what your body is trying to tell you, now you know. Sometimes it's not age. It's not just bad luck. It's a quiet imbalance, one that can be corrected with simple, nourishing choices. You don't need fancy supplements. You don't need expensive treatments. What you need might already be in your fridge. A bowl of cantaloupe, a glass of beet juice, a handful of sunflower seeds, a spoonful of kefir, 2 soaked figs before bed. Tiny things, but over time, they can bring your legs the peace they've been asking for. So here's my gentle challenge to you. Try just one, tonight, or tomorrow morning. Add it to your plate. Swap it in place of something that's been hurting more than helping, and give your body a chance to rest without being interrupted by pain. Because every night of good sleep, every step without tightness, every day you feel steady on your feet is a gift. And the best part? You have the power to give it to yourself. If this video helped you, please share it with a friend who might be struggling too. Leave a comment below. Let me know which food you're going to try first. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple ways to take care of your body, your legs, and your life after 60. Your healing doesn't have to be loud. It just has to begin. Tonight is a good night to start.